Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyle and you're watching Stitching and Sound. We talk about cross stitch, we talk about life, we talk about music, we talk about abstaining from the acid usage. We have fun here. We have fun here. If you're new to this channel, my disclaimer here is that I will occasionally say 6 out of the 7 words that George Carlin said you can't use on television. So if language upsets you, please don't tell me. You not viewing is notice enough for me. So thank you. Now that that's out of the way, hello everybody. How have you been? It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks, I think. I give up on trying to decide or trying to figure out how long it's been since my last video. It turns out my one kerfuffle with last video is I couldn't remember if it was a week or 2 weeks since I had filmed prior to that one, and it turns out that it was only 10 days because immediately after recording that video, I remembered that the reason it didn't feel like 1 week, but it also didn't feel like 2 weeks, is because the video prior to the last one came out on a Monday. And then so 10 or 11 days later, put my video out on Friday. So, or was it Thursday? I don't know, it was one of the days. It just felt like a long time. So that's why, but everything is all good now. My sanity has been restored, kind of. You can't see it, but there's a chance I may knock my head on my Lowry stand. It's very close to my face right now, because I don't have any room in my room, so I don't know where else to put it, as you can tell. Bookshelf is still blank. Less said about that the better, because Anyway, hello. Okay, first things first. We've got a birthday in the house today. Not in my house, but in the cross-stitching community. Happy birthday, Jessie Marie. And you know what? Here in Iowa, it's not too hot. It's not too cold. It really is true that on April 25th, all you need is a light jacket. Except for last April 25th. It was... I think it was like in the 30s. I remember talking about it in one of my videos. We had like a long cold streak before it felt like spring. We didn't have a spring last year. It was like cold. We had this false 2 weeks of spring, and then it just jumped from the 30s to being in the 80s last summer. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. I am channeling Celine Dion. So happy birthday, Jessie Marie. She's got a sal going on, which I'm not going to be able to participate in, which I will talk about in a bit why I can't. So there you go. So what's been new? What's been new with me? Let me tell you. I applied to a job last video, didn't get that job in between that video and now. It's a vicious cycle of me getting very excited and then getting very upset, all in a very short amount of time. Not good on my blood pressure, although my blood pressure sucks anyway. I'll figure it out. I'm going to touch a little bit more on this whole situation at the end of the video when I talk about future plans. Oh, I shaved today. And here's why. My sister's getting married this weekend, which is also why I can't participate in the Jessie Marie birthday sal. I am leaving for home in about 4 or 5 hours, I think. So I'm just taking what I need. Unfortunately, I won't have much time for stitching, so I'm not taking any. I'm going to be really bored. I'm probably going to just take a book or something to read at home. There'll be a lot of people in the house. A lot of people in the house. Usually, my uncle and his family will get the motel in town when they come to visit. Yeah, they're not doing that. And there's 7 of them. And they're staying in my house, which... 7 plus 4 people, that's 11 people in one house. Which, if we had a bigger house, it would be maybe okay. But my home back home there's one bathroom and like 3 or 4 bedrooms. It's gonna be cramped AF in there. Luckily, it's only for like 2 days, but still, it's gonna be too many people. Okay, anyway, there's a chance I might need to stop and take a call during this duration, so if I have to pause, I'll just let you know. What else has been new? Let's see. Oh yes, very exciting news. So last video I had mentioned that I had gotten into the Midwest retreat. That's in Iowa. I hear people calling it the Minnesota retreat. It's in Iowa this year, y'all. I mean, the fall one is anyway. The one like this coming week, next week, is in Minnesota still, but the October one is in Iowa. And not finally, because I did it like 3 days later, sent in my registration and all that good stuff. I'm officially, it's officially official that I'm in the Midwest retreat. I'm going. I am not giving up that spot in the foreseeable future because, you know, something serious would have to happen for me not to go and have to give up my spot. I might need to miss the birth of my first child, you know. So that's exciting. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood. I got a lot going on, so I'm gonna try my best to appear. I am stressed. I'm not sad. I'm kind of sad, but you know, I'm also just very hungry, and I just really want chocolate and Jägermeister right now. But it's like 10:30 in the morning, and that's not acceptable. Not including that one time I took a shot on camera because I finished something, and it was like 10 or 11 in the morning. My rule is noon is when I can start drinking, except I don't have alcohol in the house. I'm going to stop talking right now. Okay. That's all that's been going on in my life. Not a whole lot, really, except me hating my job and wanting to quit at the drop of a dime. Anyway, what have I been listening to? Is this a popular segment? I guess I really don't know. I have had a lot of people say that they like it, but do y'all like my "What Am I Listening To" segment? It might give you something to discover. I've actually been listening. If I would have recorded this video last week, I would have just been talking about one, but within that week, within all the time, there's 2 things I've been listening to. Okay, so first off, I've been going through a massive Talking Heads phase. I went through a big Talking Heads phase last year around the same time I started my Flosstube. I'm going through that again. And it's, you know, just... Have y'all listened to Talking Heads? For real. We're talking burning down the house, once in a lifetime, psycho killer. We're making flippy floppy, you know, that is the name of a song. This Must Be the Place. I mean, I could just spout out any Talking Heads songs. Road to Nowhere, Wild Wild Life, let's be real. There's not a bad Talking Heads album. Kind of. I mean, the last couple aren't so good. But, check out the Speaking in Tongues record. Listen to Stop Making Sense. Watch Stop Making Sense. My cousin and I got really drunk one night at margaritas. We just came home and watched Stop Making Sense, and we could, you know, just watching it. It's kind of a thrill to watch a concert video like that. Because that, you know, they don't make concert videos like that anymore. It's all just boring now. Anyway. The other thing I've been listening to, and I've mentioned her before, I believe, Tori Amos. I'm going through a weird Tori Amos phase, but a lot of people who are even Tori Amos fans don't know that she actually had one album prior to her debut solo album. She was actually in a band prior called Why Can't Tori Read? And the name of the album is Why Can't Tori Read? And it's, you want to take all the 80s cliches you can think of, throw it in an album, you got that album. It tanked hardcore when it was first released, so much so that the record company recalled like 90% of her records. And but I guess in the grand scheme of things, had they not done that, maybe we wouldn't have some of the Tori Amos stuff that we got now. The covers of her in like a bustier corset thing with, and she's holding a sword. It's pretty intense. I really like the album. I'm, on one hand, I'm surprised it didn't do as well as it should have, but on the other hand, I'm not as surprised. It's really good. A lot of 80s campiness. It's really good. Um, but it still has Tori's ability to write music. That's what I've been listening to. Um, I would recommend uh, Cool on Your Island, Floating City, and On the Boundary from that album. Very, very good songs. Very good songs. So I've been listening to that at least once a day since last Saturday. I don't know. What I've been watching, and I didn't know that this was going to become a new segment on my thing, but it seems like every week I'm discovering a new YouTube thing. Last time it was the Rainbow Sponge Lady. This week, I don't know why, it was just one of those recommended videos, and once I click on it, now that's all I'm seeing on my recommended videos. Um, Algorithm sorting videos. It sounds as weird as it is. And sometimes it's line sorting, sometimes it's dot sorting, sometimes it's color sorting. It's fascinating. I don't know, they just have all the things laid out in a scattered formation, and then they run it through an algorithm using different types of sorting methods, and then you kind of just have to watch it. Excuse me. I will post a link below of one of those videos if I remember. I can't guarantee I'll remember. It's just fascinating to watch. Is that everything? That's everything. Okay, y'all. I got haul. As usual, I got haul. Kyle, what happened to you saying you're not going to buy things that you don't need? Well, if I've said it once, I'll say it 25 times. I needed all this stuff. But first, just to tease everyone, one of my pieces of haul. I originally wasn't going to get one, but because I figured that when she came back from her little break that she had, she was just going to have, stuff she had already put out. I don't have one of these, so I needed it. And for those wondering how I get them, they called me Fast Fingers in college. Okay, next up. So when new Miras or Nora Corbett, well, I mean, I usually don't get Nora Corbett's, but the only reason I'm saying that is because this is a Nora Corbett. When the new ones come out, I tend to get certain things from certain shops because I want to spread the love to all the shops. So when new Miras come out, I usually get them from Leslie Lafleur at Under the Sea Fabrics, and I did not, like I've said many times in my videos, I tend to stay away from the Nora Corbett's. They don't really tickle my fancy as hardcore as the Miras do. Well, the newest releases of the Noras kind of did. I only got this one, but this is Miss Beetle. I mean, I like it so much because it's like a darker one, you know what I mean? And I did get the embellishment pack with it as well. Depending on the, design will determine if I get the embellishment pack or not. I usually tend to. I don't think there was one release where I didn't get the embellishments for. Was it Lady Justice? I think I didn't get the embellishments for her. I know I got the specialty threads for her, though. But yeah, these are cute. This will be my first time using bugle beads, I think. Depending on when I start stitching it, which will be, I don't know when. Okay. Next up, I got me a new mirror. No, it's not out of print. But, I've said before that this is my favorite mermaid mirabilia. Because, I don't care to really stitch the mermaids. So, but, if they go out of print, I'm going to get them. This has been really the only one Hi, welcome back. My name is Kyle. This is Stitching and Sound. We talk about cross stitch and stuff. I know I already did that, so a lot of you are probably confused. No, I did not just restart the video and tack it on to the other half. My mother called me. So, I'm back. I don't remember what angle I had it at that I liked better. I can see my Tide Pods. My room is sad. There's a goddamn cat in here. Okay, we're good. Did I even show you the pattern? Enchanted Mermaid. I don't think I ever did, so I think we're okay. I got this one off eBay. I was getting a good deal. I mean, I got a good deal on it, so it's new, unopened, not out of print. But if somebody could explain to me, the seller included this skein of floss, which is cool and stuff, but it's Singer? What the hell is that? Can somebody tell me what that is? And then, why is there two prices on it? See, this one says 25 cents. And then, but then this one, you can, I don't know if you can really see that. I'm not going to try to focus. That says 21. Can somebody explain to me what this is and who they are? Are they even still doing floss? Let's open a discussion. Okay, so there's that. And then, okay, a couple of weeks ago, I had a viewer contact me saying, hey, I've got this Teresa Wensler. Do you want it? And then I'm like, does the Pope shit in the woods? Yeah, I want it. So they sent it. This one has a little bit more blends than the last one. I was on a streak of getting Teresa Wenslers, and the charts seem to go downward in how many blends there are. Yeah, not this one. There'd be a lot. There'd be a lot. I want to know, Teresa Wensler, if you're watching, which I know you're not, but if someone can tell me, how does one figure out what to use as a blend? I mean, there's no way all of these blends could be, like, because when you stitch them, they give the appearance of a different color, but when you've got drab brown and combined with, like, a dark brown, wouldn't that just make, like, a light brown? Isn't there just a light brown floss? Why, Teresa? Talk to me, Teresa. I mean, this is from January 92, but come on, there had to have been a light brown back then. But anyway, this is the Castle sampler. Just look at it. I've seen this as a kit on eBay, and I've wanted it. So, anywho. And then she gives you all sorts of letter designs on the back and all that stuff. And I just, how does one even, Because I know for sure that I can't even. And then, oh, I see now. That makes sense. But then, do you have to invert that? If it's figure A, I need to figure this out. Anyway, Castle Sampler, Teresa Wensler. God bless. Alright, this one I got by accident, and by got by accident, I mean I bid on it thinking that surely somebody was going to outbid me, because there's no way that this chart was going to go for this low with it being out of print. There's no way. Oh, yeah, no, it did. So I got this for about $30 cheaper than I thought I was going to. In other words, I got it for like a retail price. I have another copy of The Kiss from Mirabilia Designs. This one is out of print. It's Mirabilia number 12, and it's even the version when they put all of the instructions upside down in the envelope. So that's pretty cool. This one might be a giveaway at some point. We'll see. Because I think I have a newer. Because I think I got The Kiss. Who did I get The Kiss from? Was it Michelle Bendy? Did I get that from Michelle? I got The Kiss from somebody. But anyway, the instructions weren't upside down. So, and I think mine are in like the newer envelopes. Anyway, I got that. So that's something to look out for if I ever decide to do a giveaway. Speaking of giveaways, Amy, I've not forgotten to send out your thing. A lot's been going on. Okay? I'll get it out. Don't worry. All right, next up. Okay, so I was running out of a certain color for Hannah Sanderson, and I had to go on a 1, 2, 3 stitch, but I didn't know when I'd be going. Well, I didn't know if I was going to be going to Hobby Lobby anytime soon, so it's like I have to go on to 1, 2, 3 stitch to get this. I mean, there's just no way. And of course, you can't just get one skein of floss on 1, 2, 3 stitch, because then, you know, you pay shipping, which is the equivalent of like 5 other things. So I decided to tag along with my skein of floss. Another Nora Corbett, yes, believe it or not, but I got this one because I like the dark, you know, I like the sort of, what's it, like the mystic looking ones, the ones that, you'll know what I mean. Okay, so this is Snapdragon. And the only reason I knew about this one is because somehow, within the last month and a half, I kept seeing this one everywhere. People were either working on it, or it was showing up on my recommended, even though it's from 2016. And, so it's like, okay, it must be fate. I need to get it. So I got it. This is Snapdragon, Nora Corbett 225. Has she really had that many smaller designs? That's amazing. Only got the chart, though. No embellishments. I mean, it's just 2 mil hill beads, which is no problem at all. I just really like it. The purples, the blacks, all that stuff. Now, as general rule goes, no chart travels alone. So, there was something else I got, which I'm really excited about. Long Dog Samplers. Game of Swans. Bob Floss, I'm coming for you. The moment I saw this release, I wanted it. I always thought my first Long Dog sampler was going to be Death by Cross Stitch. But then this one was released, and I'm like, I need this in me right now. So I got it. Luckily, Bob Floss was going to do a sal for it. And now, I think I've mentioned this on my channel before, I tend to try to stay away from, stitching designs that a lot of people are stitching because of a sal or whatever. This is going to be like my one exception, because I like it that much. So like Lady of the Flag, when they re-released all those Mirabilias, the original one that I got was just Lady of the Flag, but then everybody, of course, was going to be stitching that, so I stayed away from that, and, a whole bunch of other sals I tend to stay away from. But this one, I just had to get it. Had to. I mean, can you even? I can't. Somebody asked me why I call Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts Bob Floss. I wasn't going to say why, but I left a comment saying why I do that, so I might as well say why. I even might have said it in one of my videos. I don't know. When I first started watching her, she was known at the time as the Mr. Rogers or the Bob Ross of the Flosstube community. And then after my one video, she called me Sassy Pants, and I said, take it easy, Bob Floss. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to call you now. Because I wanted to call her Bob Ross, but somehow turn it Stitchy related. So Floss. Bob Floss. And then it also kind of sounds like the shortened term for Bobbinating Floss. So it's like, hey, do you want to go out for a couple of drinks later? I'm like, no, I got some hardcore Bob flossing to do later. That sounds weird. But that's the end of that story. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence on if I want to do the Gentle Arts threads for this or the just DMC. I'll probably just end up doing DMC. Don't know what I want to stitch it on though. 14 count? 28 count? We'll see. We'll see. And then finally, the piece de resistance. The limited edition, the special and limited edition, the 2019 Queen of the May, Lucy Naval, Lucy Navier, 1818. Hands Across the Sea sampler. Yes. Now, when she had first mentioned on her video, this one's not really a beginner one because of a lot of specialty stitches, I'm like, bring it on. I set my pre-order with Julie Gulf Coast Stitches. Everybody go to her shop, Gulf Coast Stitches, buy her shit. That entire tree, at least the leaves on it, that's all French knots. I mean, can you not? We'll find out. Yeah, I took a peek inside. There's a lot going on in this piece. I mean, at first glance, it's just like, oh, okay. Not a whole lot going on like last year's Queen of the May, but then, like, you dig deep into this booklet, and it's just like, okay, there's a hell of a lot more going on than you thought. So, don't know when I'm going to start this. Sassy Jacks has pre-cut fabric for this piece. One of them is a 56 count, which is why. And then the other one is a 37 count, which once again, why? Although I guess that's basically 36 count. I don't know when I'm going to get started on that. I have it now. It's mine. Nobody asked me for it. I'm not giving it away. Okay. Y'all, that's my haul. I can't tell if that was less or more than last week. I don't remember what I had last week. That's my haul. Let's go on to whips. Okay. Whips. As you know, I've only been working on 2 pieces since, I think, January, which I'm okay with. We had a page finish this last time, y'all, on the lovely Hannah Sanderson sampler. And right here is the page that I finished. Look at that giant-ass flower, and look at that giant-ass butterfly. Can you even? Now, if I can, this all extends down into the next page, but I didn't want to move my Q-snap. So that's why I go page by page, because one page of the chart fits perfectly in my 1111 by Q-snap without me having to move it. And, you know, I got so many so many messages from people at Stitch Shenanigans who went to the attic saying, hey, look who's here, and they were showing me pictures of the model of Hannah Sanderson. I'm like, I would like to see that in person one day. Does Sassy Jacks have the actual sampler? They might. The one at the attic is the model. I can just tell from what's different and whatnot. But anywho. Oh, here's Dunny coming in. Let's see if she makes an appearance. But anyway, so you'll notice how these leaves here, they're different colors on either side. That was intentional in an accidental way. Because you, like on this side of the border, it changes from this dark green to this light green. In the booklet, they're thinking, they assume, which would make sense to me. Anyway, here's the full thing. I didn't show you the full piece. Can you even? I got 4 more pages to go, y'all. 5 out of 9. 4 pages to go. Okay, now we got 2 cats in here. Oh, God. But they're thinking that as she stitched, she just ran out of a certain color of thread and just switched it out for a different color to compensate. And I was on the fence, if I wanted to follow the newer version, which converts the different colors to the same colors, or if I wanted to follow the original sampler, and like, no, I'm going deep in the original sampler way, and so I'm going to stick to my guns. And I decided to keep the colors different. I hate the way they word it in this booklet, because the original, if you have the chart, there's color 1, which is on cream fabric, which is the original. When they say original, they're talking about the first time it was reproduced, which was in the Needleworker magazine in '98, I think. Hold on. I think I'm getting that wrong. I've got it right here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the original is technically this one, the one that was produced in the Needleworker. And then version 2 on the darker fabric, which is quoted as the reproduction, which I feel like this one should be quoted as the reproduction. The reproduction, color version 2, is this one, which is this is the original sampler. It's very confusing. So maybe they call that one the reproduction version because it is closer to the actual sampler. The wording's, I think, you know... But hands off to Claudia Dutcher. Have a look. I mean, that's, you know... She literally charted that thing twice. Once for the Needleworker and then this past year. So there's that whip. Now I'm going to turn the... I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to show you my other whip because I'm not taking off my Lowry. Okay. Alright, so this looks kind of goofy to you, but don't mind the paper towels. I'm just kind of hesitant on ruining my fabric with these clamps for some reason, because these things are kind of sketchy. But I'm working on Fairy Moon. I'm in the beading process. So I'll just move the paper towels here. You know, if you saw my Instagram post, all of her uppers are beaded. Now I got the bottom bits beaded. Let's just take a close look here. So I finally got this all, the tips all, and then her entire dress has now been beaded. This wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But, and that's where I stopped last night. I was originally doing 2 strands of DMC similar to the bead and doing full cross as well as beading. But then I came to over here where this little star thing is happening. And because this is a hand-dyed fabric, even though it's a 32 count, it's more like a 34 count. So things were getting crowded, and when I came around to do this, using 2 strands made it look very wonky. So it's like I could either leave it and just think about it the rest of my life, or I can switch to doing 1 strand of floss, which is what I ended up doing. I just picked out those 5 beads and used 1 strand of floss, and now they sit beautifully. I mean, I'm just really nervous when I get around to doing her wand and then the moon. But, excuse me. Because there's a lot going on, and I'm worried about them getting cramped and whatnot. I had to rechart this area over here because it was getting a little close, and then I'm worried around here I'm definitely going to have to rechart something. Because, once again, there's a lot going on. This is, my 2 needle minders. I'm doing this on a 32 count hand-dyed linen from Under the Sea Fabrics. It's called Midsummer Night. Because it's the fabric that this pattern deserves. Now with beading and using my scroll frame, I was nervous about the beads being crushed, because right here is where you can feel the beads. My solution was, I know a lot of people put like felt or something on the beads where you're rolling. I just did not, I just didn't tighten these near as much. So it's a little looser than, because I like my fabric pretty drum tight, but you can tell there's definitely some give in this fabric, and that's the only thing I could really think of that kind of lessen my worries about crushing beads and all that fun stuff. So yeah, oh yeah, never forget, y'all, Fairy Moon has a foot. Ain't that exciting? Wasn't that fun? Okay, fine. Don't let me love you. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Just those two. And I'm not going to stop beating Fairy Moon until she's finished, which, with at the speed that I'm going, I'm hoping for a finish by next week, the end of next week. I can't make promises because if I do that, I won't finish it. But, so this will segue into plans. And I guess we could talk mania, my mania plans. I'm doing monogamous mania. That's just what it's going to be. I'm going to be stitching on Fairy Moon until she's done, and then I'm going to stitch on Hannah until she's finished. Fairy Moon will for sure be done by StitchCon, but I also really want Hannah done by StitchCon. And I don't think I'm going to be able to finish her by StitchCon if I don't only stitch on her. Those are my plans. Now, if I really crank out Hannah, I'll have her done by the beginning of June. After that, I don't know. I'm just going to touch on this briefly. There's a chance I'm going to be, after I finish these two pieces, I'm going to be slowing down a little bit as far as the amount of time I spend stitching. I mean, I'll still want to do regular updates here. All that fun stuff. I just might not be stitching as much because there's been a lot of stuff I have been putting off as far as like job stuff going on. Something that happened, you know, I have in quotes because I don't really do much with it, my own editing business. And one of my Instagram followers was very interested in my services, and I had my website linked in my bio, and she's like, hey, I was very interested in your editing services, but I can't access your website. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I go to my website, and it's just not there anymore. So that's probably going to be something that I'm going to be working on after I finish these two projects. I'm going to try to get that back up and running. The reason, it kind of went away or my site isn't there anymore, is because my renewals were sent to my junk mail, and I didn't know I had them. So luckily I was able to repurchase my domain name, but I would have to start from scratch, and I was using WordPress, and even then, when I first started, I was like, I don't really like this interface, so I'm going to maybe try doing is using Squarespace. But I'm going to try to get that going. I'm going to try my best to switch my focus on what I do outside of work more on getting actual work as far as like job-wise. And I will have to be doing stitching because I'm expecting stuff for a model from one designer for sure, possibly another one. I don't want to say for sure too, but I know one for sure. So then my focus will have to switch to those pieces. I'm not going to say who they are, but I've seen the design for one that I'm going to be stitching, and it's something. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, going back to this, I'm going to try to focus on, I don't know, I'm just really stressed out, and I just feel like I'm putting off a lot because I'm stitching a lot, which is kind of weird to say, but I have too much stress for how young I am. And yeah, I'm gonna try to correct that as best as I can. So whether these changes happen as soon as I'm done with Hannah or once I get back from StitchCon, you know, I'm still gonna be going to all the retreats. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going all that. I need to be social. But just be prepared that stitching might slow down a little bit. Unless I set aside a time at night to stitch and then do what I need to do during the day, and then if I have any time at night, maybe just stitch then. I don't know. I'm going through a lot in my head right now, and it's not fun. I mean, I'm definitely not at a low. I was at a low a couple of weeks ago. That wasn't fun. Money? Why is money a thing? Why? I'm going to win Publishers Clearinghouse. I'm going to fly to Arizona. I'm going to stitch all the things with Stitch all the things. Hi, Christine. So, yeah. That's my plans. Did I even say what my MAYNIA plans were? Monogamous. Fairy Moon, Hannah. Those are my MAYNIA plans. I'm sorry that's not more exciting. Now, if I somehow finish Hannah before May is over, then I might just switch out. I might rotate projects for the rest of the month. I don't know. I doubt I'm going to get her finished in May, though. I definitely want... I shoot for before StitchCon. But it'd be really cool, even though it's my least preferred, if I don't get it finished, if I'm close enough to being... and like stitching it at StitchCon and then having it finished at StitchCon. That'd be cool, right? Okay. I'm getting winded. I gotta pack. I gotta make coffee. I gotta go see my sister get married. I've already showered. I've already shaved. I've already got to. I don't know. Don't you just hate that? That awkward silence. What does she say? I was going to go into a Pulp Fiction quote, but I don't know what the quote is. It's about awkward silences and sharing it with... Because I feel that we can share silence together. Could I cut it out? Yes. Will I? No. Why? Because I don't edit. Okay. So, to everyone, know that I love you. Find your joy. Find that joy... Maybe not Joy Behar, because she's a little annoying, but find that joy for you, and then, just, you know, keep being amazing and stuff. Let all of those fucks fly. We're talking a wingspan of at least 6 feet for these fucks to be flying. And for the love of Jesus, the Mother, the Son, the Father, and the Mother, and the Son and the Holy Ghost, say no to acid. Please, just, if you're gonna say no to anything today, just let it be acid. Just let it be acid. That's all I got. I love every one of you. Follow me on Instagram. Email me with questions if you want. Message me on Instagram if you want. Don't message me on Facebook. I will not read it. Don't friend request me on Facebook. I will not accept it. Maybe. No, I won't. Only if I know you. Do I know all of you? Well, we're all going to be best friends at StitchCon. If you're not going to StitchCon, we're still going to be best friends. But let's be best friends through Instagram. Okay, my rant is over because now I just feel... Okay, I love all of you. Find your joy. Say no to acid. Help control the pet population. Okay, bye.